Start out with a typical drive to the Crowsnest Pass. Of course, it's a long weekend, so traffic is nice and heavy. So when we hit a bit of a jam, I figure it's just the construction that's going on ahead of the time. And everybody wants to go camping for the weekend. Until we see this. When you see an officer go by with his lights on the wrong side of the road, you know something's wrong. So we slowly move forward, and then finally get to see what all the commotion is about. Turns out there's an overturned semi, but the driver was fine and he walked away no problem. A little banged up, of course. There was a collision at the intersection where the semi had hit somebody, but obviously the other car was at fault because it fled the scene of the accident. The truck went off the road here after it just clipped the trailer of the other vehicle, which was supposed to be a pickup truck with an RV trailer, and the truck went off the road and left some pretty good skid marks in the side of the ditch. Took out a sign. I decided that I wanted to get a better view of it for the camera, so I decided to park closer. Then I got out of the van with a different camera and took some videos from a different angle. You can see there is no leak so far, and this truck is hauling fertilizer. So it's a good thing that there's no diesel leaking out of them tanks. So once all the statements have been made and all the measurements have been taken and all the pictures have been taken, they have to wait for the tow truck, which takes a while to get there. I came across the traffic jam at about 1:50 p.m. and traffic is backed up for miles in each direction. Two and a half hours after the accident happened, the tow truck is able to get through and come do what he can do. And of course, with being fertilizer and a diesel truck, first order of business is to see if you can separate the truck from the trailers. But the trailer attached to the truck is holding the truck up in the air, so they cannot release it. So as big as this tow truck is, it's not big enough to do the job that needs to be done. So now they have to wait for the big guys to get here. So 3.5 hours after the accident, 2 cranes show up. And the first crane is the smaller one, but it is more than powerful enough to lift the tractor and detach it and set it down. In which case, they flip it back over with a tow truck. All the lights are still on the truck, all the glass is still there, so the glass in the intersection is from the other vehicle. The tow truck hooks up to the tractor, pulls it out of the way, and takes it down the road. The crane continues on and tries to get the trailer out of the way so that traffic can keep going. Eastbound traffic was backed up for about 4 kilometers, which is pretty lucky. I was on my way back through in the opposite direction 2 hours later, and westbound traffic was still backed up 10 kilometers. And there were some real good drivers out there, let me tell you. I am doing the speed limit, and this guy pulls out right in front of me. This pickup with the RV trailer crosses a double solid yellow line just to get to the next intersection because he doesn't want to wait anymore. So I give him something to think about. Just over this hill, a pickup truck towing a boat pulls a U-turn on a side road and can't accelerate fast enough for traffic coming up behind him.